Today, we turn our attention to a story of immense significance unfolding in South Asia, where the complex interplay of geopolitics has taken a decidedly perilous turn. Pakistan has declared open war on Afghanistan, launching airstrikes against Taliban targets in Kabul and other major cities. This development marks a dramatic escalation from the sporadic skirmishes to a full-scale military confrontation, as Pakistani officials accuse the Taliban government of harboring militants responsible for cross-border attacks. The ramifications of this conflict extend beyond regional borders, posing a potential threat to international stability and humanitarian conditions. To understand the gravity of this situation, we must delve into the backdrop of ongoing tensions between these two neighboring countries. Historically, the porous borders between Pakistan and Afghanistan have been a source of contention, serving as a haven for militant groups such as the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan. These groups have exploited Afghan territory to launch attacks into Pakistan, causing significant casualties among Pakistani soldiers and civilians. In response, Pakistan's defense ministry has labeled the recent military actions as necessary measures to counter repeated incursions. The Taliban, who regained control of Afghanistan in 2021, deny providing shelter to anti-Pakistan militants. However, the reality on the ground is far more nuanced. The Taliban face their own internal pressures from insurgencies, complicating their ability to secure the frontier effectively. This internal struggle adds another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation, challenging the Taliban's fragile rule. The risk of a wider war in South Asia is not merely hypothetical. This region is already strained by economic difficulties, refugee flows, and the presence of nuclear-armed neighbors. The escalation between Pakistan and Afghanistan has prompted embassies to evacuate non-essential staff and airlines to warn of potential flight disruptions. Both China and India, with vested interests in regional stability, are closely monitoring developments, highlighting the potential for this conflict to draw in global powers. The United Nations Secretary-General has urgently called for an immediate cessation of hostilities and a return to diplomacy to prevent a broader humanitarian crisis. Reports of civilian casualties and displacement are emerging from bombed areas, underscoring the immediate threat to human lives. The UN's warning serves as a stark reminder of the potential humanitarian catastrophe that could unfold if this conflict continues unchecked. The wider global implications of this situation cannot be overstated. A protracted conflict risks destabilizing crucial trade corridors, such as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which are vital to regional and global economies. Furthermore, the escalating tensions could exacerbate the already dire global refugee crisis, which is at record levels. Meanwhile, Afghanistan's economy teeters on the brink, and a sustained conflict could plunge millions into famine as international aid wanes. As we examine the broader context of today's global landscape, the Pakistan-Afghanistan clash stands out for its immediacy and irreversibility. Unlike the still rhetorical standoff between the United States and Iran, where diplomatic channels remain open, albeit strained, the situation in South Asia involves active military engagements. Warplanes are already flying combat missions, and the longer this situation persists, the more entrenched both sides may become, making de-escalation increasingly difficult. In the shadow of this conflict, other global challenges might seem to pale. However, the interconnected nature of our world means that instability in one region can have far-reaching effects elsewhere. The possibility of disrupted energy pipelines could lead to spikes in global energy prices, further complicating economic slowdowns already being felt in parts of North America and beyond. Additionally, the conflict could embolden extremist groups worldwide, exploiting the chaos to further their own agendas. As we draw to a close, it is crucial to emphasize the importance of prioritizing diplomatic efforts to prevent this situation from spiraling further out of control. The international community must come together to encourage dialogue and negotiation, recognizing the shared interest in maintaining peace and stability in South Asia. The stakes are high, not just for the countries directly involved, but for the global community at large. As leaders across the world grapple with various crises, de-escalating this conflict should be a paramount concern, as failure to do so could lead to consequences that eclipse other pressing challenges. In this moment of heightened tension, it is our responsibility to stay informed and engaged, advocating for peace and underscoring the value of diplomacy. Only through concerted efforts can we hope to avert a catastrophe that threatens not only the region, but also the wider world community.